Hi, Panos. Good afternoon. Can you hear me or I cannot hear you?
Sorry, the two mute buttons here.
Okay.
Something we have not followed up is to check with the others if they are receiving the group notifications about the meetings.
Yeah, I think
It's
we should probably
sent to,
send an offline one to get a,
yeah.
right. Just so that.
Let me send to everybody again to the other mail here. What do we have? Mail is all around the place. Just one moment. Okay, this is. Okay. We have, okay. No. Okay, I will reply to that old thread. Reply all. Some others. Okay. Just sent to everybody that was in the old thread, I hope. Is it? Let's check again here. Did you receive it?
Yeah, somehow it didn't appear on my calendar, so there may be.
One thing I noticed is that this new invitation, this new notification does not include the ICS file so that it automatically makes it to the calendar.
Right.
So yeah, perhaps I need to take it with Kevin to see how we will do that. Because point is, when you're clicking on that calendar functionality, it auto sends the notifications. But if it does not include the file, then I cannot send a different email to
Right.
do that. So yeah, we need to fix that. Perhaps. Let's give it a few more minutes to see if anybody will be around.
And next week we have Thanksgiving here, so we'll.
Oh yes. Oh okay.
Hey, Changashi.
Chango.
Hi guys.
Hi. Django, did you get the notification through Groups.io or the mail I just sent?
Oh yeah, I got the both.
Okay, cool. Yes, because we were wondering if people do get the notifications. There's like 20, no, more than 25 or 100 people in the Groups.io list, and I assumed that everybody would be getting it.
Well, I think it may be useful if you send out an agenda.
Didn't I? Wait.
Your husband sent out.
No, in
So Yep.
Invitation, we have an agenda. I think Sammy or Panos, one of you guys, set of agenda.
Yeah. So the invitation I sent yesterday for this one does have, the 3 items of the agenda. Right.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. And
I think one of the things we were talking, right? If we are not getting a calendar notification to get it automatically added unless we go and look at the calendar over in our email, you'll find it. But if you're in your work calendar is not getting added, so we need to figure out that.
So I was about to say that, like, one of the items of the agenda today is the technicalities of the meeting and the conventions we're going to follow. Both the time and the convention we need to follow, where to set the agenda, how to format the meeting or whatnot. So in the interest of time, sorry, somebody's talking. So I was saying, yeah. Or is it echo? Anyway, in the interest of time, I wanted to bring up the items, and if we don't have quorum, we will just ask to take that offline again. I don't want to keep everybody waiting here for anybody else to appear. But if we have some early thoughts, like tentative thoughts on the subjects, we could put them down so that we are better prepared for a conversation, either offline or online.
Unless you want to go one by one.
Oh, yes. So weekly meeting. I suppose the thing we can do is send out notifications until the end of this year. If we don't have quorum, I cannot go, I cannot continue sending the day before. I'd rather send notifications until the end of the year at least. Get everybody to prepare and book that meeting in their calendars. There's not many weeks left anyway. Keep the same time, given that we don't have any alternate proposal, and try to format the agenda for a few weeks in advance.
So question, what do you consider quorum?
Quorum would be at least the majority of the people that used to attend this meeting before the summit.
Okay. People
Just a
usually
ballpark
attend
assessment.
meetings,
Yeah.
but you can go into a loop, right? Waiting for quorum to arrive, right? So I would propose you just blaze ahead, and you go create something that people want to attend, they will attend, right? A lot of people skip this part of forming and norming, right? And they say, hey, what are you guys delivering? If you're not delivering, I haven't got time for this. I'll wait until you guys figure out what you're doing. And so we need to be stating what we're doing.
Yeah, agreed. That's why after the second time that we have very low participation, I said I will go ahead, put something down, and stand by it until I'm corrected, right?
But that's why I don't think you should wait for a quorum.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we had
At least you need
when
have
this,
two people. We won't have a quorum.
yeah, in
Right.
some of our my work sub projects, right? 2 people are sufficient. So this group was moving forward with 3 documents, and so we should continue moving forward on those documents until someone comes in and says, "Oh, this is the type of work you're doing. I like to do this other type of work. Does that fit into what you guys are doing?" And then you guys can prioritize. Say, "Hey, we'll go do that. We'll reprioritize that." But yeah, we have to start with something and say, hey, those are the 3 we're going to continue moving forward with. Because my question is, what happened to those documents? Are we still moving on, or are we not?
And which document, John?
I don't know. Oh, look, when you guys were in FTI, you
Right,
were
right.
tracking 3 documents, right? Those are the 3
This
documents,
one.
right? My question is, what happened to them?
Yeah, I think that's what we want to do it in the roadmap discussion line item there, right? Want to close on it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just taking
So-
notes here. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what we are saying is let's continue the same time unless somebody complains it's not making it right.
Yep.
This time does not work for them, right?
So yeah, just making some notes. So yeah, the roadmap discussion is something we definitely need inputs. Apart from following up with the documents and making sure we deliver on the documents, we need to reiterate on the things we said we would be doing after the OCP, after the Global Summit. I'm not sure whether we have some follow up on the lifecycle management stream that we need to continue to evolve. Sami, remember?
Yeah, so life cycle we need to continue because one of the things is what we said is let us make that as a white paper, right? Right now we collected a lot of data to make it as a presentation. We need to complete that work and say really what is that this team aligned, and we want to give it to the other OCP members for review and get input, right? I think Nirav, I think he said he like to get that done, but we need to get him give a date when timeline for when he can get it that way.
So I will ask for a tentative date there. Milestone from that. And yeah, I may publish these meetings. After this, any other opens, Django? Yep, sorry.
Yeah, 3 documents, right? I think we really need to get that finalized, right? One is the data telemetry sharing when we can able to get it published, and second thing is
still waiting for the legal to hear.
correct. Right?
Yeah, I need to.
Can we stop? What agenda item are we on?
So, agenda item we have jumped to the 3rd, the roadmap discussion.
Exactly. So I'd like to go back to the scope discussion because that was what we were talking about last time. Was let's go create a scope, and the scope is the thing that's going to attract people in, right? Like I'm interested in the scope. not the individual documents that we do or don't do, because they walk in and say, I don't care about life cycle, they wander away. But if you have scope, then they know what they can bring. So we started a scope statement last time, I thought. Did we complete it?
No.
We didn't get a chance to meet upline, John.
Well, in that case, we should do it here.
Yeah. I think let's get that done now. Even we can put initial wording right now, and we can fine tune it later, right?
So does this group have a wiki? Or is that wiki being moved?
There's a wiki part of the one you were editing, John. I'm going there. Yeah, there is a wiki.
Okay, and where is the path to it?
I'll paste the chat here.
Thank you.
Just change even the title that we which technology and CP.
Okay, so this is where you should go put your scope. So do we have text that we can start working on scope with?
So I'm bringing up the notes I had the last time, but I don't think we have a text yet, but just like some thoughts.
I'm trying to get the one we originally defined.
Oh yes, and your presentation, Sami.
There is a one we kind of set, we aligned on it, and let us first put the theme.
I have one from 2021 that I just opened and going through 2022 Global Summit as well.
Pasted the charter that we initially put together. We can put the charter and work from there.
Okay, which one do you mean? You
And
saying
I
something?
pasted in the chat, the charter.
Okay.
We can take that wording and
This
see what.
is like the life cycle services. I was going through the past material to get some ideas. Where is it? I lost it.
Wait, didn't you guys present something at OCP Summit?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're going there.
So
Well, that's where I am, and I can't find it.
It's in 2022.
So 2022, we had that slide.
Right.
So did you
Right.
present anything at 2023?
No.
Oh.
Not a similar slide.
No.
So
2023, we basically said like
No. The presentation, the
Yeah.
OCP Summit we just had, did you not have any presentation there?
no, there were presentations, that is technical sessions, not a work group presentation, work stream presentation, because they turned that into a panel, not a presentation.
Okay, thank you.
See, the purpose is the one that we put. I think what we said is we want to reword it, right?
Yes. Sorry. So no, I'm just using this as a seed for the new ideas, right? Oh, am I sharing or not?
Yeah, you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was confused with Zoom. So I would use this one, but I see that the wording is a little bit vague for me, right? So I can start from here. Sorry, the scale remote or service model. The first item is a bit, how would I say? It's like referring to itself, like a remote service model. We need to define what a service model is before we say that we can scale it. So let me stop here and go back to these notes I have. Share. No. That is its agenda. Wait. Agenda notes. Agenda notes. So this was my, sandbox here. So I wanted to focus on scalability and collaboration as those accesses. Let me copy paste the text of that slide as well underneath so that we operate on a single. Okay. So is it clear for everybody? You see that? So you want me to zoom in or something here? So yep.
So the last reference I had in the hardware management project overview was where cloud service model existed in the overall domain architecture, right? So someone's going to look at that and say, hey, this is nice. I should go take a look and see what they're actually doing here, right? And so that's what this needs to answer is, what are you guys doing? And why should I be interested in participating? So you should state a problem statement, right, that people can relate to. Because if you can't state it as a problem statement, people won't be able to say, hey, that's the same problem I have, right? So if you look at all the other domains, right, they all have pretty clear problem statements, right? That, well, fault management is a problem. We need to, have an interoperable, common way of doing it that everyone can participate in. GPU management, right? GPUs are up and coming. We should have a standardized way of managing it before we diverge into arbitrarily different ways of managing GPUs. That's why we created it, right? So the same thing here is that you guys have to state a common problem instead of stating, here are our solutions. Because when you state a problem, people can relate to the problem and say, okay, I want to participate and define what the problem is so we can state the solution, right? And you need to stay clear of, we've already figured out what the solution is, right? This is what we're going to drive this work stream to go do, is provide these solutions, right? You need, and it took a while for fault management to actually come to a set of problems that everyone agreed that they would wanted to go solve. And I was constantly in that group telling them, guys, you guys keep talking, right? I need a solution out of this. So this is kind of backwards, right? Where fault management had kept on talking and never went to a solution. Right? I had forced them to write me a white paper. Right? You guys have white papers, but you guys haven't stated the problem. So yeah, you guys are
Yeah, I
kind of the
think
backwards of what fault management was.
I think we can say it here, right? I think two major things I think we want to go, right? At scale, um, deployment of the systems that is developed by OCPs, right? How are we going to do at scale problems where you need to be a place? Currently, we can say there is no place exists for solving at scale problems. That is for any existing.
So what's the so you need to find the at scale problem,
Right.
right?
It's basically deploying systems at scale. I believe that's what we type, that consists of thousands of data centers, right? Nodes. And that is one. Let me throw away a couple of words, then we can also add it. Then whenever a new technology comes in, are we looking at that new technology and see can we deploy at scale? What problems you will be running into? And you need a place to discuss and solve the problem, right?
So okay, so you're waiting for a problem to occur then.
No,
Yeah,
there is
that's why
one. I'm saying two things. One is currently available system deployment or whatever it is defined. You need to have a problems. You need to have a place to discuss and solve the problems.
that's not a reason to have this group, is just have a place to discuss it, right? If the statement is existing solutions management solutions do not scale up to 10,000 systems, right? That is a problem, right?
Yeah, I think there's a
Not
better way of
not
saying, yeah.
not I haven't got a place to talk about these things when I have concerns, right?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think there's better way of putting it. Yes. Yeah.
Right. So can we state that as the problem statement, that current manageability solutions do not scale to large data centers greater than 10,000, whatever number we picked?
So I still have this document if you're following, And I'm thinking about turning these three major accesses into problem statements, right? We're talking about the scalability, like the size problem of getting a manageability solution and making it work for larger sizes, not in terms of like, the absolute size, but, the handling of so much data and the extra complexity and sophistication it would need to address these sizes, right? The second would be collaborations and trying to make solutions that can work across vendors or across layers of the system. Yeah, please
So
help
maybe
here.
I think John is probably the thing is we want to say it's a problem statement rather than solutions. Then we can say we need to have a vendor what do you call ability for a vendor to influence the solution, right? Or even that is causing as a solution thing. There's we need to revert it.
Vendor. Solutions. So I'm just making a thought note here whether this is too narrow and we should generalize on that, like wording in a way that is not very narrow.
Could you clarify what vendor is?
So yes, of course, hardware or manufacturer
Or supplier. Supplier, yeah.
DM or make it bracket here. Hardware vendors, suppliers. So then I would also put so I'm just thinking out loud some like very specific problems that we can call out, right? And
Analyzing the data at scale, right?
I would make a statement that your third bullet is a solution being restated as a problem. Because the only solution to this is to have seamless data flow. You can't state a solution as a problem.
So okay. If I just reward it like there is friction in data flow, so or incompatibilities. So this is a problem.
There is no standard exist.
Or too many standards. Or too many standards, right? Yeah, standards.
Missing standards to be able to consume and deploy.
Yeah.
Towards
Or
it
not
or
followed. Yeah, right. We could say that some teams are already working on standards, but nobody is following that, right? And so we should be asking why.
So
And
within fault management, right? There was this higher level discussion about once we get all these guys to standardize on SEPA or whatever, or Redfish, or whatever, right? There's this concept of a construct above Redfish, right? Which basically takes all this data, does all the analysis, and it spits out, yeah, here's your fault. go fix it, right? And I thought there was this same concept in this organization where you were getting this data from in-band, you were getting this data from out-of-band, and you needed the structure outside the standard to begin to synthesize this stuff together to say, all right, let's have hardware management's got to figure it out on the out of band, they're going to go through fault management, right? But I still got this data coming from in band that I now need to synthesize at an even higher level, right? Before I can make a decision, because my decision is just not a hardware fault, right? It is at a much higher level that I need to report up to. And I don't know, I thought that's why we were looking at hardware in-band, out-of-band data telemetry synthesis, right, was to figure out how to get this data together and do one level of analysis. So the question is, do you still have this concept of we have a problem up here of data coming in from the in-band and out-of-band that we need to go synthesize?
Yes, we call it aggregation.
Okay.
We
yeah. I would say aggregation is difficult because it's overused, and so if you could have that, if you could express that problem, right, without using the word aggregation, that would be useful.
So basically we are saying missing standardization missing for in-band and also aggregation, right?
Well, missing, if you say missing, then you're already presuming the solution.
Okay.
Right? You have to go say, the problem statement is
unable to correlate.
Yes, unable to correlate data coming from in-band and out-of-band sources.
Right, okay. In a standard way, yeah.
Yeah, do you agree with that statement that like either of these three words, like combination aggregation or correlation of data across layers or from multiple systems or parts of thereof?
No, so it's not mature. It's just making a value statement. You don't want to make a value statement on a problem statement, right? You just want to say, hey, I've got all this data coming in, and I have no, and I'm unable to synthesize all this data.
Well, I would argue that there are some sporadic solutions.
Well, yes, I understand that, but we're
proprietary solution, but not a global solution there. Yeah,
exactly. We're in problem space, right? So we shouldn't be talking about solution space yet.
Yeah.
Right? We could say, okay, these are the problems. Now let's go to solution space. Solution space says, yeah, we got some things, but they're not mature. But that's the discussion when you get into
what are the problems you'll be
space.
looking into? Okay, that's
yeah.
I'll make him general here. Still a problem. It's not a solved thing, right?
Not. Or can we say no standard, non-standard or something like that? Problem is not standard. You have solutions, but non-standard.
There is sporadic, proprietary, custom, arbitrary solutions in quotes there, but definitely not a standard, not a global thing we can refer to.
That's the problem, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I would state that combination, aggregation, correlation of data across layers for multiple systems is the problem, right? And then when you get into solution space, you say, so existing solutions are not, are not addressed in a standard way. But this is that's why I would remove all the standard stuff, right? Everything beyond the problem, you're leaking into solution space.
Well, okay, I'll put that in brackets. So
no, do we need to say still a problem, or we just leave it after multiple systems? Leave it.
It makes
It's a
Thanos
challenge.
happy to say it's still a problem. So I'm fine with leaving it there. Right?
Yeah.
I think, John, you are saying is combination, aggregation, and correlation of data across layers from multiple systems. Leave it there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's broad enough to say, hey, these guys are trying to handle a very hefty problem. It may take a while, right? And so.
Okay.
And
So
going back onto the first line, do we even want to say it's beyond 10K or even beyond rack?
I just threw a number there.
I know.
You
That's
know,
why
I'd say, you know, you can have 10K systems and be okay with looking at individual racks, looking at individual, you know, a long laundry list of, you know, rack level problems. But of course, once you pass that number, you cannot follow it. So you need a solution that does it for you.
Yeah, I think what
That's
I'm
why I
saying
say,
is
you know,
even
yeah,
that
yeah.
elementary data sharing, if you go above rack, right? Even if you go above node, we are trying to solve that, right?
Yeah.
So it's a problem does exist even operating more than a rack.
Yeah, but that's lowering the bar, right? The rack is like what, 50 systems up to 10K.
Yeah.
Is do you guys go into say, yeah, you know, hopefully the general case of this solution will solve the rack problem, but you don't want to drag this thing all the way down to the rack.
Yes.
Right?
No,
You want to say, hey, the rack problem is someone else's problem.
Yeah, my question is, do we have a problem even scaling beyond that? That's what I'm trying to say.
My question is, do you guys care to solve that? If you guys don't care to solve it, don't mention it as your problem. You say
Okay.
it's someone else's problem, guys.
Okay. We are really looking at multiple racks. That okay.
Right. If you're interested in this for systems less than 10K, we don't want to talk to you guys.
Okay.
Go talk to somebody else. Go start your network.
I could, yeah, I could like express it in a way, you know, like, you know, say in the thousands or 10Ks or, you know, 100Ks or millions, to say, you know, to give an idea of like the scalability perspective. But, you know, I just threw a number there to show that we are looking into fleets that are spanning beyond 10K, and then we have a range of problems that we would not have below that number, right?
Yeah.
Because we could solve the problem of the 10 racks, the 10 to 10 racks to 1,000 systems, right? But leave all the hyperscaling uncovered, because that solution can scale any more than that. So I'm putting a bar of a solution that if we solve that number, it will hopefully be able to do the millions and above. Oh, hi, Scott.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Thanks for the reminder.
So quick recap here with our agenda. We are trying to define or lay the grounds for stating the scope of our work group work stream. Going further from here, we just said that we will continue the same meeting at the same time, unless we find any objections or any better proposals. So we send out a notification for that. And now we're trying to express the scope in terms of problem statements of what this work group is trying to address here.
And I made that suggestion to focus on problem statements because that is what will attract other attendees, right? If they can relate to these problems, then we're saying these are problems we'll focus on, then they'll begin attending, as opposed to already having stated these are our solutions and these are the papers we're going to write. If they can't relate to those papers, they'll just wander away. So you want a problem statement so people can say, hey, I've got a problem. Does this fit into your overall problem statement?
Yes,
And
we should definitely not be solutioneering here, right?
So do we have a problem also intercepting new technologies into the at scale?
I would rather put it as a sub item under coverage. So problem statement is that addressing like manageability of part of the fleet will amplify problems that are not covered, right? I'm trying to a way to word that. So, yeah.
I think what I'm trying to say is people think existing already defined technologies, people systems, right? They know there is a already solution exists. Or we are trying to say is even the solution exists, there is some problems need to be solved. The second thing is if people are looking at, hey, I'm developing new technology, is there any place that where I have to go and look for at scale problems, right? I'm trying to say we want to say like we are also going to be looking at new technologies so that if we have a new technology working on it, maybe at scale areas you want to discuss, here is a place to you can come and participate. Right?
Only if it aligns with these problems that we're trying to go solve, right? If you have a new technology that tries to solve a problem that isn't part of your problem statement, I'm not sure we want to go talk to them. Right? That's why the problem statement is meaningful, right? Only people who care about these problems should be in this room talking about things. Yes, you can bring in new stuff. We're not saying you only talk about old stuff.
I'm trying to think of a way to word it as a problem statement here, right? Whether manageable, are we talking about manageability systems or more here?
It's more of a fleet management, right? That's what you are.
Yeah.
At scale.
Because if we're talking about life cycle, we should extend the definition of manageability systems to take life cycle aspects into that, right?
How do we make it a problem rather than a solution? Right? I think.
So the problem is if a manageability system does not cover life cycle events aspects of of the assets, of the hardware, of of the assets. Say. So if a manageability system only cares about telling a fault or combining faults together, but it cannot, let's say, cannot accommodate the provisioning, the configuration, the downtime of a system, then it's not complete.
So the problem is life cycle management of system is not well defined.
Or underrepresented.
Underrepresented, okay.
Well, or you can just say the problem statement is the entire life cycle of a system needs to be managed.
I like that.
I would just put that as a problem statement. I don't want to create coverage, right?
Right.
It just should be just the fourth bullet or third bullet.
Yeah, it's saying move it under the problem statement, not in a coverage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we put as life cycle as one of the things, and so when we put a life cycle, it kind of encompasses everything, right? So now, do you want to put other problems as a sub-bullet underneath?
I think for the
Uh,
definition of the purpose of the wiki, we
Right.
don't need to expand too much. Like, just give enough of general statements that puts our scope, like defines our scope, and people can know what we're talking about.
exactly.
yeah.
It depends how big you are.
Yeah.
So we covered the inbound management here. And looking back on the things, we have 8 more minutes. Combination, aggregation, correlation that covers the. I'm trying to say it implies the inbound that work need to be done. I'm trying to see life cycle is clear.
Insert it into that parenthetical at the end of that statement instead of parts thereof, which I don't really understand, and just say in-band and out-of-band.
Yeah.
I would say including in-band
Including, yeah.
and out-of-band.
Yeah. No, I was also thinking about systems that have multiple manageability endpoints. And we're coming to an era that, like, we have systems that are composite.
Oh yeah, the aggregation correlation problem is big.
Yeah.
In-band and out-of-band is only one of the things you need to correlate.
Yes. Yeah.
So when we say this one, does it include monitoring and composing all the updates and all kind of stuff?
Yes. Yes.
For me, combination, aggregation, correlation seems to be you're really like already running a system. Now, how do I combine them, right?
No, it's correlation of data.
Yeah,
across the
correlation of
system.
data, but
So-
controls. I'm trying to see is there any
Yeah,
controls?
of control. Yes, of control data or control or management. I don't like management. Let's see, control data. Yeah.
So is there any deployment piece comes into picture?
So deployment would be under the life cycle.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Deployment, operational, what else you want to?
Well, we could
Yeah,
expand on the entire
right,
slide there
right.
and try to see. I would not mention all the points that we have on the slide on the presentation.
Yeah.
I would rather pick a few of them to put as a problem statement, like as an example of something which is not receiving enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like not to exclude anything else, but bring it as an example that, you know, there is deployment aspects or decommissioning aspects, for example, or procurement aspects that have never made it into the picture, and that's like the integration of systems in that area are not mature enough, or, you know, don't suit our needs.
Okay. Is there an integration piece that we should say, or it's out of scope?
Integration, yes. So
that's where you have to look at all the different workers producing the
are we not here like in the incompatibility of flow, or in, you know, disintegration there? See,
you're saying the orchestration side.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, or yeah, I would. So different origins. What else? I don't want to say vendors here.
System, right?
Yes, heterogeneous systems.
Right.
Management systems. Well, that's already a problem on itself, like self-explanatory.
On anything on compliance or anything like
definitely. Or proof of compliance. Oh yeah.
even before systems are integrated, right? You do need to have the readiness, right? I think that's what deployment readiness. You need to have some set of compliances that need to be set, like, and on when you are operating, you need to be reporting some metrics and other things outside, right? Or do we have a model? Overall data center model, is it a problem, right? Yeah, well-known model, people can say like, if I buy the system, I know I'm getting so much, I don't know, embedded carbon in it, or you know, if I operate and this is the mileage I am going to get. Here is a reliability. This much is the system is reliable.
Just mentioning your name here because you're the expert to expand on it.
I'm just throwing out like, is that a
yes,
problem,
of course. No,
yeah.
like, you know, this is still like I call it a sandbox here to put our ideas and like brainstorm.
Yeah.
So with 1 minute left, do you want us to leave it there and circulate that offline for further discussion? Yeah, given that next week is off.
Yeah, let us do one thing, Panos, or the team. Let us see whether we can circulate and update this text. So when we come next meeting, we have we can review the material and go with the final approval, right?
Yeah. Okay. Any other last open?
Have a happy Thanksgiving, team, and we'll see you after next week.
Enjoy.
Okay, bye guys.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Bye.